Every artist has their Canon events, the moments that ruined and shaped your entire artistic personality, and today we're gonna relive all of them. Let's go! Do you remember getting one of those 200 art supply kits for your birthday or Christmas? You open it like it's the holy grail, you feel like a professional, you're like, I will create masterpieces with this. You will, in fact, not. And then you use 2 markers and never touch it again. I still don't know what half of those tools even were. Who's out here using oil pastels, watercolor, and colored pencils on the same paper? I mean, I'm not saying you can't. You do you, girl, if that's what you want to do, but why? Those kits had so many weird art tools that looked professional but literally did not work. Like the paintbrushes that were stiffer than my social anxiety, or the crayons that melted if you just looked at them wrong. And those paints? They were basically chalk water, introducing the ultimate art kit, perfect for making you feel talented and achieving absolutely freaking nothing. And I remember trying to act like a real artist, setting it all up neatly, pretending that I knew what oil pastels even were. I thought if I mixed every single color, I'd discover the meaning of life. Nope. Just brown. Every single time. The art god saw my efforts and said, "You shall have mud." And if your parents ever said, "You should use the nice art set we got you," and that was the cuter one, because they didn't get that cheap mechanical pencil that was the true weapon of choice. That kit wasn't for art, it was a confidence boost. I have 200 supplies, therefore I am unstoppable. Until you actually try to blend the colors and the paper just gives up on you. You're just peacefully drawing anatomy, right? And then someone decides to walk in on that exact moment. Suddenly your screen looks like you're researching for a PhD in why is this so suspicious studies. It's not what it looks like, it's for art, it's for science. But they've already looking at you like you belong on the watch list. That was the day I learned to alt-tab faster than a gamer mid-ranked match. I swear I've developed reflexes specifically for switching to Pinterest the second someone enters the room. And you try to explain it, right? You're like, no, see this pose? It's just for anatomy practice. And they're like, sure. And now you can never draw that pose again because you've been psychologically scarred. I'm literally studying the human form. Leonardo da Vinci would back me up on this. He dissected corpses. I just looked at one of my Lakers photo. Just let me live. And don't even get me started on trying to draw couples. If anyone walks in when you're sketching that, congrats, you're a criminal now. You could be drawing something completely innocent, like someone helping another person stand up, and your brain is like, I better close this before it looks like a crime scene. And then you start getting scarred of your own reference folder. What if someone finds it? I'm gonna have to label it Taxes 2022 or something, because no one can ever see this. I have one reference folder that's so cursed, I swear it has its own gravitational pull. If someone opens it, I'm just gonna move countries, because I cannot handle this. Anyway, It's Just a Reference incident, an artist's rite of passage. We've all been there, we've all suffered, and we've all tapped too fast and crashed our computer. Right, not just me. Having a crush as an artist is so dangerous because suddenly your sketchbook becomes a shrine. A shrine no one should see. You draw them once and then it's like, okay, maybe just one more for anatomy practice, and another for lighting, and another for science. It's not obsession, it's artistic study. Sure, Picasso. I swear every artist goes through this. You start drawing them in different outfits, different hairstyles, and then you're like, oh no, they look too good. And now I'm embarrassed. One time I had a crush in middle school and drew them as a fantasy character, full armor, cape, glowing sword. The whole thing. Meanwhile, they were just sitting 2 rows away, eating a sandwich. Yeah. And the worst part, you always think you're being subtle, haha, no one will ever know this character is based on them. Yeah, except you gave them the same haircut, eye color, and name. Artists have never known peace. We don't confess feelings, we just render them. When worst fail, graphite takes over. But then you look back a year later wow, that was an entire season of delusion. And heaven forbid someone flips through your sketchbook and they're like, who's this person you drew 37 times? You're like, just character development, nothing special. But honestly, that era is iconic because it's when you're most inspired. Every doodle feels cinematic, every line means something. Then the crush fades and suddenly you can't draw anymore. Rest in peace, motivation. Gone with the romance. They say love makes you blind, but in our case, it just improves anatomy accuracy. So it's a win-win situation in my opinion. You either were the weird art kid or you knew the weird art kid, and there is no in between. Everyone else was learning fractions and you were drawing wolves with emo hair and sparkly eyes. Bonus points if you made a character with trauma before you even understood what trauma was. I wasn't like the other kids. I was busy designing characters with tragic backstories involving magical necklaces and dead parents. And every story had like a main character named Shadow or Luna or something super mysterious, and they always had heterochromia for no reason. Yeah, because that was cool. Like, why did we all collectively decide that one blue eye and one green eye made someone's trauma worse? What meeting did we all attend for that? And then there was the moment when you'd probably show someone your art and they'd be like, oh, that's nice, and walk away. Bro, that was a soul wound. I haven't recovered. And if you ever showed someone your sketchbook and they laughed, boom. Instant villain origin story. You'd go home like, fine, I'll just become mysterious and brooding and never show anyone my drawings ever again. And then the next day you're like, hey guys, look what I drew. Also, can we talk about how every art kid had that one phase where they drew on everything? Like their folders, their desks, their shoes. There was literally no object safe from Sharpie. Just something about the weird art kid era is so freaking iconic. So if you're one of the weird art kids now, just embrace it and enjoy it, because it really just doesn't get any better. Why is it that the second you have to draw for a school project, your talent just disappears? Your hand shaking, your lines ugly, your teacher watching, and your brain is like, ugh. You're just standing there drawing a poster about recycling, questioning every decision you've made in life. I can draw a full portrait from memory, but apparently can't draw a trash can when it's for a grade. And then everyone's like, you're so good at art. Like, can you do art posters too? No, I cannot, because I just failed my own. It's like my art skills clock out the second someone gives me a deadline. I'll spend hours on my own art, but the moment it's for a school assignment, my brain just forgets what a circle even is. Teacher's like, make it colorful and creative. Okay, you just gave me anxiety attack disguised as feedback. And why did every school project require like Comic Sans? You could make the Mona Lisa on a poster, but if the title wasn't readable from space, it did not count. And you know when people are watching you draw in class and they're like, wow, you're so good. And suddenly your brain uninstalls your motor functions. You just forget completely how to draw. Your hand stiffens up like a Sims character. You're like, hold on, I swear I can actually do this. Just stop perceiving me. I swear the fastest way to make an artist bad at drawing is to give them a time limit and an audience. Works every time. You mix one perfect shade, like the most perfect shade in existence, and then you need more of it, and it's gone. It's unrepeatable. It's extinct. It's one-time miracle. You try to recreate it, like just a little blue, just a little red. Why is it mud now? It's like color theory betrayed me. I studied the wheel, I memorized the primaries, and yet here I am, creating 47 shades of regret. And the worst part, you don't write down the ratios. You're like, I'll remember it. You will in fact not. You never do. That color is gone forever. I've mixed some colors so good that I just sat there and stared at them. I didn't even use them. Just vibes. You'll never experience that exact hue again. It's your lost lover of art. I miss you, perfect peach pink that I couldn't name. One time I actually tried to save the color in a tiny container, and 2 days later it was crustier than my humor. I opened it and it crumbled like a fossil. Rest in pieces. Lesson learned: when you make a perfect color, stop everything, grab a notebook, and cry, because you will never ever do it again. Let me tell you that. You say, I love drawing, and then there's always that one person who goes, okay, draw me then. Like, no, that's not how it works. You don't go up to a chef and go, oh, you like cooking? Make me a lasagna right now. They think drawing someone is like hitting print on a human. Bro, I need references, lighting, peace of mind, and probably therapy before I even start. And the way they always pose, like, go on, I'm ready. Like, okay, calm down, I didn't agree to this photo shoot. And when you refuse, they're like, oh, so you can't actually draw. Excuse me, I could draw your soul in 4K if I wanted to. I just don't want to. I don't give a shit. Once someone said that to me at a party and I was like, fine, I'll draw you. And I gave them a stick figure. Accurate representation of their energy. Or you can just hit them back with the, okay, because you're so easy to draw, shoddy, works every time, confuses them and asserts dominance. I swear, this is the universal artist experience. You're just trying to exist and suddenly you're on commission. And if it's not draw me, it's either draw my pets or draw my OC or can you tattoo design my name? Ma'am, I barely have time to even feed myself. Calm down. People think art is like a vending machine. Insert compliment, reserve free portrait. No, Karen, I don't draw on command. I'm an artist, not a magician, unfortunately. So yeah, the next time someone says draw me, just smile and say sure, and hand them a stick figure because it's symbolic. Okay, art kids, comment down below your Canon events right now and maybe you will end up in a part 2. Thanks for surviving this video with me. Love you. Bye.